This. Are we back up? I need to know that my audio is working. Why is the audio not working? Okay, this. Are we back up? Okay, so the audio is working. Good. So I wanted to go back to where we left off, which was Joshua chapter 11. So, Joshua chapter 11, it says, "And it came to pass," let me brighten this up a little bit. Okay. "When it came to pass, when Jabin, king of Hazor, had heard those things, that he sent to Jobab, king of Madon, and to the king of Shemron, and to the king of Akshaph." So, when Israel was coming, it was always a big report. Always a big report. I mean, we were always the headline, we were always the topic. That hasn't changed to this day. Black people have always been the topic, we've always been the headline. Um, so he's going around and he's telling these other kings, the other nations, Israel is coming, right? They're coming. Verse 2 says, "And to the kings that were on the north of the mountains, and of the plains south of Chinneroth, and in the valley, and in the borders of Dor on the west, and to the Canaanite on the east and on the west, and to the Amorite, and to the Hittite, and to the Perizzite, and the Jebusite in the mountains, and to the Hivite under Hermon in the land of Mizpeh. And they went out, and they and all their hosts with them, much people, even as the sand that is upon the seashore in multitude, with horses and chariots, very many. And when all these kings were met together, they came and pitched together at the waters of Meron to fight against Israel." So they thought that they were going to have a strategy or a plan that they devised that was going to be better than the Most High's, because they didn't know who the Most High was, right? They don't know. They didn't know. So they thinking that they about to outsmart the Most High, right? The Most High sent Israel. So verse 6 says, "And YAH said unto Joshua, Be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up, all slain before Israel. You shall hoe their horses," or let me see how you pronounce this word. I don't even know what that word is. Hoe. Hough. Hamstringing. Am I saying it right? How do you pronounce it? Is it Hoff their horses? It's probably Hoff. Hawk. Oh, hawk their horses. Okay, got you. All right. So you're going to hamstring. I'm just going to say hamstring. Their horses. Um, and burn their chariots with fire. So you see, uh, this is what they did to us when they used to tie the slaves to both horses, right? And pull us apart. We did that to the horses. We didn't do that to people. You see what I'm saying? And we didn't make the horses to suffer. We straight killed them, right? We weren't into torturing the animals and all that stuff. We just straight killed them, right? And so, verse 7 says, So Joshua came, and all the people of war with him, against them by the waters of Merom, suddenly, and they fell upon them. And YAH delivered them into the hand of Israel, who smote them, and chased them unto great Zidon, and unto Misrephoth, Maim, and unto the valley of Mizpah, eastward. And they smote them until they left them none remaining. Now let me go back up here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here we are. Okay, where did I leave off? Okay, verse 9. And Joshua did unto them as YAH bade him. He hogged their horses and burnt their chariots with fire. And Joshua at that time turned back and took Hazor, and smote the king thereof with the sword. For Hazor beforetime was the head of all those kingdoms. And they smote all the souls that were therein with the edge of the sword, utterly destroying them. There was not any left to breathe. And he burnt Hazor with fire, and all the cities of those kings, and all the kings of them did Joshua take, and smote them with the edge of the sword, and he utterly destroyed them, as Moses and the servant of YAH commanded. Right? But as for the cities that stood still in their strength, Israel burned none of them, save Hazor only. That did Joshua burn. And all the spoil of these cities, and the cattle, and the children of Israel took for a prey unto themselves. But every man they smote with the edge of the sword, until they had destroyed them, neither left they any to breathe. So they raised the children up. It didn't say anything about ravaging the kids and any of the stuff that you see a lot of nations they do. They go in, they torture the children and torture the parents and the women and all. No, you killed everybody that was wicked, right? You killed all of the corruption. You raised up these kids. These kids were raised up. And those sons and daughters were to marry your sons and daughters. You understand? They joined to us. There was none of that weirdness that was going on. They were rescued from a wicked nation. That's the perspective you should be seeing it from. They were rescued from a wicked nation. Those were evil adults, right? So then we go on to verse 15, and it says, As YAH commanded Moses, his servant, so did Moses command Joshua, and so did Joshua. So Joshua remembered that YAH commanded Moses. So Joshua took all that land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountain of Israel, and the valley of the same, even from the Mount Halak that goes up to Seir, even unto Baal-Gad, I should say, in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Hermon. And all their kings he took, and smote them, and slew them. Joshua made war a long time with all those kings. So this is a long battle. The long battle of Israel, right? There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon. Other they took in battle. For it was of YAH, to harden their hearts, that they should come against Israel in battle, just like when the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart. The Most High does all these things, right? Now, the Most High is not making them wicked, because people want to understand, well, what does that even mean? You're hardening his heart. No, the Most High is not making them wicked. The Most High is simply amplifying what's already in their heart. They chose wickedness. They chose to be wicked. The Most High didn't make them wicked. They chose wickedness, right? And the Most High amplified what was already in them, just like when people get money. Their real self is amplified. You see? So let's go to no, we're still in verse 20. So, for it was of YAH to harden their hearts, that they should come against Israel in battle, and he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them, as YAH commanded Moses. And at that time came Joshua, and cut off the Anakims from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, from Anab, and from all the mountains of Yehudah, and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities. There was none of the Anakims left in the land of the children of Israel. Only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod there remained. So Joshua took the whole land, according to all that YAH said unto Moses. And Joshua gave it for an inheritance unto Israel, according to their divisions by their tribes, and the land rested from war. So when everything, the dust settled, the land was divided to the families of Israel, right? It was divided to all of our people. And then verse 12, or chapter 12, verse 1 says, Now these are the kings of the land, which the children of Israel smote, and possessed their land on the other side Jordan toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled from Aroer, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, and from the plain to the sea of Chinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Jeshimoth, and from the south under Ashdoth Pisgah, and the coast of Og king of Bashan, which was in the remnant of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, and in Salcah, and in all Bashan, unto the border of the Gershurites, and the Maccathites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon king of Heshbon. Them did Moses the servant of YAH and the children of Israel smite. And Moses the servant of YAH gave it for a possession unto the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan, on the west, from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto the Mount Halak, that goes up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for possession, according to their divisions. This is a lot of land. We talking about a whole lot of land. In the mountains, verse 8, and in the valleys, and in the plains, and in the springs, and in the wilderness, and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the king of Jericho, 1, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1, the king of Jerusalem, 1, the king of Hebron, 1, the king of Jarmuth, 1, the king of Lachish, 1, the king of Eglon, 1, the king of Jazer, 1, the king of Debir, 1, the king of Jadir, 1, the king of Hormah, 1, the king of Arad, 1, the king of Libnah, 1, the king of Adullam, 1, the king of Mekkedah, 1, the king of Bethel, 1, the king of Hephir, 1. The king of Ephek, 1. The king of Lasharon, 1. The king of Madon, 1. The king of Hazor, 1. The king of Shimron, Miron, 1. The king of Akshaph, 1. The king of Tamnach, 1. The king of Megiddo, 1. The king of Kadesh, 1. The king of Jokneam of Carmel, 1. The king of Dor and the coast of Dor, 1. The king of the nations of Gilgal, 1. The king of Tirzah, 1. All the kings 30 and 1. That's a lot. 31. 31 different places, right? So let's go on to chapter 13. And it says, Now Joshua was old and stricken in years. And YAH said unto him, You are old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Jeshurun, from Sihor, which is before Egypt, even unto the borders of Ekron, northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazathites, and the Ashdothites, and the Ashkelonites, the Gittites, and the Ekronites, also the Avites, from the south all the land of the Canaanites, and Meara, that is beside the Sidonians, unto Ephek, to the borders of the Amorites, and the land of the Giblites, and all Lebanon, toward the sun rising from Baal-Gad under Mount Hermon, unto entering into Hamath, all the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Misrephoth Maim, and all the Sidonians, them will I drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide you it by lot unto the Israelites for an inheritance, as I have commanded you. Now therefore, verse 7, divide this land for an inheritance unto your tribes, unto the 9 tribes, and the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance, which Moses gave them beyond Jordan, eastward, even as Moses the servant of YAH gave them, from Aroer that is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Medeba unto Dibon, and all the cities of Sihon king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, unto the border of the children of Ammon, and Gilead, and the border of the Gershites, and the Maccathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan, unto Salcah, all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, who remained of the remnant of the giants. For these did Moses smite and cast them out. That's a whole lot, right? Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled. I'm sorry, I was about to say rebelled. Caught myself. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Gershurites, nor the Maccathites, but the Gershurites and the Maccathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. Only unto the tribe of Levi he gave none inheritance. The sacrifices of YAH Elohim of Israel made by fire are their inheritance, as he said unto them. Remember, we're only dividing amongst 9 tribes, right? And Moses gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben inheritance according to their families. And their coast was from Aroer, that is on the bank of the river Arnon, in the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain by Medeba, Heshbon, and all her cities that are in the plain, Dibon, Bamoth or Baal, and Beth Baal Meon, and Jahaza, and Kedemoth, and Kirjathaim, and Sibmah, and Zareth Shahar in the mount of the valley, and Beth Peor, and Ashdoth Pisgah, and Beth Jeshimoth, and all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Sihon, the princes of Midian, Evi, and Rakim, and Zut, and Hur, and Reba, which were dukes of Sihon, dwelling in the country. Balaam also, the son of Beor, the soothsayer, did the children of Israel slay with the sword among them that were slain by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was Jordan, and the border thereof. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben, after their families, and cities, and villages thereof. And Moses gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad, according to their families. And their coast was Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the children of Ammon, unto Aror, that is before Rabbah, and from Heshbon unto Ramath Mizpah, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim unto the border of Debir, and in the valley Beth Aram, and Beth Nimrah, and Succoth, and Zaphon, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, Jordan, and his border, even unto the edge of the sea of Chinneroth, on the other side Jordan, eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad, after their families, the cities, and their villages. And Moses gave inheritance unto half tribe of Manasseh, and this was the possession of the half tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families. And their coast was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, and all the kingdoms of Og king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair, which are in Bashan, 60 cities. 60, right? And that is a whole lot. 31 kings. 31 kings, guys. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, 31 kings. And verse 31 says, half Gilead and Ashtaroth and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, even to the one half of the children of Machir by their families. These are the countries which Moses did distribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab, on the other side Jordan, by Jericho eastward. But unto the tribe of Levi Moses gave not any inheritance, and YAH, as he said unto them. So chapter 14 says, and these, in verse 1, and these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. So this is our record of our history. And when we went into battle, yeah, it's just like when you read American or European, British history, or any other history. When you're reading in a history book, it's going to be a record of every, maybe not every small detail, but as many details as possible about the events that occurred and the locations of those events. If you've ever taken a history class, you understand that that is history, right? Verse 2 says, by lot was their inheritance, as YAH commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes, and for the half tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of 2 tribes, and an half tribe on the other side Jordan. But unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs, for their cattle and for their inheritance. As YAH commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Verse 6. Then the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said unto him, You knowest the thing that YAH said unto Moses, the man of Elohim, concerning me, and you in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of YAH, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espionage, right, out the land, to spy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed YAH, my Elohim. So this is Joshua telling his war story, right? This is a war story. You know, all of anyone who's gone to war has war stories to tell, right? Who have been through something. We all have war stories to tell, right? All the trials and the tribulations, like a testimony. So this is Joshua's testimony, right? He said, Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt. But I wholly followed YAH my Elohim. And Moses sware on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon your feet have trodden shall be your inheritance, and your children forever, because you have wholly followed YAH my Elohim. Verse 10. And now behold, YAH has kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, even since YAH made this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 65 years old. Right? As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now for war, both to go out and to come in. So this is an 85-year-old man telling you that he has the strength of his youth because he has the Most High, right? Verse 12. Now therefore give me this mountain whereof YAH spake in that day, for you heardest in that day now the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so, be YAH, right? If so, be YAH will be with me. Then I shall be able to drive them out as YAH said. Now remember, YAH commanded Joshua to use his staff to destroy a city, right? The Most High destroyed the city from Joshua's staff. So if he can do that, of course, it doesn't matter what age you are. Strength comes from the Most High gives power. Donald Trump's in his 80s. But guess what? He is the new ruler of Babylon. The Most High raises up and the Most High takes down. The Most High gives power into the hands that the Most High one gives power to. And if we want power, we have to turn to our source. Because we're different kind of people. We're all people. We're all human, right? But when it comes to the Creator, the children of Israel, the children of the Creator are the ones who hold the key. You want to know why that's true? Because the children of Israel are always the ones that the world is speaking about. They always have our names in their mouths. Do you understand? Go to verse 13, and it says, And Joshua blessed him, and gave unto Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, Hebron, for an inheritance. Hebron, therefore, became the inheritance of Caleb. the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, unto this day, because that he wholly followed Yah, the creator of Israel. The name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba, which Arba was a great man among the Anakims, and the land had rested from war. So you can have peace after war. But the only way that you can have peace is to destroy the wicked. That's it. How else would you get peace? You're not going to get peace any other way. The Most High destroyed the whole earth before and left only Noah and his family alive. The Most High has flooded the earth before. The Most High can destroy the earth again. It won't be by flood, but it'll be by fire. It'll be popping up everywhere. Global warming. The Most High already warned you that he's going to kindle a fire. He's going to destroy you with fire. Right? Praise Yah. So let's go to chapter 15, verse 1. This then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah, by their families, even to the border of Edom. The wilderness of Zin southward was the uttermost part of the south coast, and their south border was from the shore of the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looks southward. And it went out to the south side of Male Akrabim, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up on the south side into Kadesh Barnea, and passed along to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched a compass to Karka. From thence it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the river of Egypt. Right? In this whole chapter, it tells you about all of the land for Judah. The whole chapter is going to go into all the land that belongs to Judah. So let's keep going. Verse 5, and the east border was the salt sea, even unto the end of Jordan, and their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up to Beth Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth Arba, or Arabah, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. And the border went up toward Debir from the valley of Achor. And so northward, looking toward Gilgal, that is before the going up to Adumim, which is on the south side of the river, and the border passed toward the waters of En Shemesh. And the goings out thereof were at En Rogel. And the border went up by the valley of the son Hinnom, and to the south side of the Jebusite. The same is Jerusalem, and the that lies before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. So we have valleys, mountains, right? And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron, and the border was drawn to Bala, which is Kirjath Jearim. And they'll have you thinking, when you study American history, that when those European ancestors came to the land, that they set up the borders, and because the Native Americans didn't do that, set up borders, and we didn't say this is my plot, this is your they just lived freely on the land. And they'll have you thinking that those European ancestors started that, but they didn't. The Most High started borders, right? The Most High started borders and dividing land. So in verse 10 it says, and the border compassed from Bala westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along unto the side of Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon, on the north side, and went down to Beth Shemesh, and passed on to Timnah, And the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shikron, and passed along to Mount Baalah, and went out unto Jebneel, and the goings out of the border were at the sea. And the west border was to the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah, round about, according to their families. Okay, verse 13. And unto Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of YAH to Joshua, even the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron, remember? Okay, and verse 14. Then and Caleb drove thence, and the three sons of Anak, Shishai, and Ahiman, and Talmai, the children of Anak, or Talmai, Shishai. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of Debir, and the name of Debir before was Kirjath Sephir. And Caleb said, He that smites Kirjath Sephir, and taketh it, to him will I give Aksah, my daughter, to wife. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Aksah, his daughter, to wife. And it came to pass, as she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field. And she lighted off her ass, and Caleb said unto her, What would you? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for you have given me a south land. Give me also the springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. So see, we were not just as beautiful black women, beautiful daughters of Zion, right? We were not just gifted with jewelry. We were not just gifted with currency. We weren't just gifted with a house. We weren't just gifted with transportation. We were being gifted land. That's how special we were. We were given springs of water. We were given land and resources, like for real, for real. You feel me? That's a blessing, right? All right. So then, verse 20 says, This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom southward were Kabzeel, and Adir, and Jagur, and Kinah, Dimona, and Adada, and Kadesh, and Hazor, and Ithnan, Ziph, and Telim, and Bealoth, and Hazor, Hadattah, and Kerioth, and Hezron, which is Hazor, Amam, and Shema, and Moladah, and Hazar-Gadah, and Heshmon, and Beth Palat, or Palet, and Hazar Shual, and Beer Sheba, and Bizjasjah, Baala, and Lim, and Azim, and Eltolad, and Chesil, and Hormath, and Ziklah, and Madmana, and Sansana, and Labaoth, and Shilhim, and Ain, and Rimmon. All the cities are 29, which their villages, and in the valley, Eshtaol, and Zoreah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and Enganim, Tapua, and Inam, Jarmuth, and Adulam, Soko, and Ezekah, and Sharaim, and Editaim, and Gederah, and Gederataim, 14 cities, which their villages, Zanan, and Hadashah, and Migdal, Gad, and Dalian, and Mezpeh, and Joktheel, Lachish, and Bozkath, and Eglan, and Kabon, and Lamam, and Kithlish, and Kederoth, Beth Dagon, and Naamah, and Mekedah, 16 cities, with their villages. Libnah, and Ether or Ether, and Ashan, and Jephthah, and Ashna, and Nazib, and Keilah, and Achzib, and Mareshah, 9 cities with their villages, Ekron with her towns and her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod, and with their villages, Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her towns and her villages, unto the river of Egypt, and the great sea, and the border thereof. And in the mountains, Shamir, and Jatir, and Soko, and Danah, and Kirjath Sanah, which is Debir, and Anab, and Eshtemo, and Anim, and Goshen, and Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. So Arab or Arab, and Dunah or Duma, and Eshian, and Janum, and Beth Tapua, and Ephekah, and Humtah, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, and Ziph, and Juttah, and Jezreel, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Right? And lastly, Hahul, Beth Zur, and Gedor, and Ma'arath, and Beth Anoth, and El Takon, 6 cities with their villages. I'm sorry, that wasn't last. Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages in the wilderness, Beth Arabah, Medin, and Sakakah, and Nifshan, and the city of Salt. This is the last one, right? And in Gedi, 6 cities with their villages. Verse 63. As for the Jebusites and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. So that was all of the land, all the cities of Judah. That was a possession, an inheritance for Judah. Chapter 16. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goes up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel. So here we are. We're looking for where our spot is on the planet. We're looking for our own nation, our own land, and all this. And the Most High already told you where all your land is. The Most High gave you all of this information to let you know this is your inheritance. That is where your land is located. That's your land. And you got people dwelling in it right now. That is your land, right? Verse 2. And goes out from Bethel to Luz, and and passeth along unto the borders of Archi to Ataroth, and goes down westward to the coast of Japhleti, unto the coast of Beth Horon, the nether, and to Jazer, and the goings out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance. So that was their inheritance, right? Because Most High, he's letting all the different tribes, all of us know what land belongs to who and how you split up the land. And then verse 5 it says, and the border of the children of Ephraim according to their families was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was Ataroth Adar unto Beth Horon the upper, of Mikmetah. And on the north side, and the border went about eastward unto Tanan, or Taanath Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Janohah. And it went down from Janohah to Ataroth, and to Naarath, and came to Jericho, and went out at Jordan. The border went out from Tapua westward unto the river Kanah, and the goings out thereof were at the sea. And this is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families. So We own beaches. Okay? We own beaches too. We don't just own just the land, like we own the beaches that are on the land as well, right? The mountains, the valleys. We own all of that. Um This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families. So, verse 9, and the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Jazer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day, and serve under tribute. Okay, and then chapter 17 goes into um, Manasseh's boundaries, their borders. And it says in verse 1, there was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, from Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. Therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. Verse 2, there was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for their children of Abiezer, and for the children of Helek, and for the children of Asriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hephir, and for the children of Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hephir, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons but daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, Yah commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. Therefore, according to the commandment of Yah, he gave them an inheritance among the brothers of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side of Jordan. The other side of Jordan, or the other side Jordan. Verse 6, because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. So the daughters got inheritance just like the sons, right? We all got inheritance. All of us were working with something, right? Verse 7, and the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Mikmathah, that lieth between Shechem, and the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of Tappuah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah was on the border of Manasseh, which was on the border, or Tappuah on the border of Manasseh, belonged to the children of Ephraim. Verse 9, and the coast descended unto the river Kanah, southward of the river. Now, you tell me where in any place else, in any other book, on any other source that you read in this world, you cannot tell me of any other book that has the layout and the boundary set for the land that belongs to our nation as black people. You can't tell me of any other source or any other book that contains this information. Only can you get this information from the source, the Most High. The Most High is the only one that's going to give you the blueprint and tell you what belongs to you, right? So these cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoings of it were at the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh's. And the sea is his border. And they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher Bethshean, the Iblim, and her towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and her cities, and the inhabitants of Endor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Taanach and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. 3 countries was given to us. Even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites could dwell in that land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxen strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not utterly drive them out. Verse 14. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why have you given me but one lot, and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, for as much as YAH has blessed me hitherto? Right? He wanted more. We always be wanting more. I need more. Look how much I got. Look how many people I got with me. I need something. I need more than what you giving me. Yeah, that's our people, right? 15. And Joshua answered them, If you be a great people, then get you up to the wood country, and cut down for yourself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for you. So he told him, go get to work. Go get to work then, right? You want more? Go get to work. Verse 16. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are in Beershean or Bethshean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, You are a great people, and have great power. You shall not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be yours. Hold on. Okay. But the mountain shall be yours, for it is a wood, and you shall cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be yours. For you shall drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. So chapter 18 says, And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there, and the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance. 7 tribes. So we got 2 out the way, but we got 7 tribes that have not received their inheritance. So everything I just read to you was just the land, the inheritance for 2 tribes. That was just for 2 tribes. That's a lot, right? And we got 7 more to go. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land, which YAH, Elohim of your fathers, has given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall arise and go forth, or go through the land, and describe it according to the inheritance of them. And they shall come again to me, and they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before YAH our Elohim. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of YAH is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. Okay, so that's 2.5 tribes. Gad, Reuben, and the half tribe of Manasseh, that's right, have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses, the servant of Yah, gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land, and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before Yah in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the hand, and described it by cities, into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them, and Shiloh before Yah. And there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. Verse 11. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side, and went up through the mountains westward. And the goings out thereof were at the wilderness of Beth-aven. And the border went over from thence toward Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward. And the border descended to Adaroth Adar, near the hill that lies on the south side of the nether Beth Horon. Right? That's the end region. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward from the hill that lies before Beth Horon southward. And the goings out thereof were at Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath Jearim. And the border went out on the west, and went out to the well of the waters of Nephtoah. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lies before the valley of the son of Hinnom, and which is in the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of Jebusi on the south, and descended to Enrogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forth to Enshemesh, and went forth toward Galiloth, which is over against the going up of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben, and passed along toward the side over against Arabah northward, and went down unto Arabah, and the border passed along to the side of Beth Hoglah northward. And the outgoings of the border were at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast, and Jordan was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, by the coast thereof round about according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin according to their families were Jericho and Beth Hoglah, and the valley of Kaziz, and Beth Arabah, and Zimraim, and Beth El, and Avim, and Parah, and Ophrah, and Shafar, Ha'amonai, and Ophni, and Gabah, 12 cities with their villages, Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beerath, and Mizpeh, and Chephirah, and Mozah, and Rakim, and Irpeel, and Taralah, and Zelah, Eleph, and Jebusi, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families. Chapter 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families and their inheritance. Hold on a second. And their inheritance. Um, Within the inheritance of them. Or did I read that part? No, I think I'm gonna go back to verse 8. Beersheba